Today I'll talk about SMGs. But alongside with these weapons from SMG class, I decided to include weapons from PW class, and also such weapons as SR3M, ASVAL, and VSS. In case of PDW, they feel really close to SMGs, because of RPM and ammo weight, but still they have some differences. Talking about SR3M, ASVAL, and VSS, they have fast RPM and really short distance with velocity on the same level with SMGs. So all of these weapons mostly used by players in the same situations as SMGs. So I think it's pretty understandable for you why I decided to include these weapons in this video. Let's start from UMP-45. RPM below average, mag capacity is 25 bullets, pretty fast reload speed of both types, lowest horizontal recoil and average vertical recoil among all weapons. But because of RPM, it will feel pretty low. UMP-45 needs only 5 bullets in arms to kill 100 HP, also it can do that with 4 bullets, but on really short distance. Pretty average SMG for PvP. In case of open world, the reason to use it in this game mode is head damage. Among all weapons in this video, UMP-45 has the best distance of 1 tap against 110 and 115 HP enemies. Also, it can even 1 tap 130 HP, but on really short distance. But this weapon has really heavy ammo, the heaviest ammo in today's video, which also affects muzzle velocity, which makes shooting on longer distance a bit harder, especially if enemy moves. So it's very specific in open world, it doesn't feel great because of bullet velocity and ammo weight in most situations. So I wouldn't really recommend to use it in open world, at least for general use. Next weapon is PP2K. RPM below average as well, mag capacity is 20 and 44 bullets, fast reload of both types, lowest horizontal recoil alongside with UMP45, and one of the lowest vertical recoils. It one-taps 110 and 150 HP on short distances, and it has really low weight. In PvP, PP2K is the second worst SMG. Probably many people will be mad about it, but it's reasonable. In PvP, the only advantage it has is low recoil. Meanwhile, you get almost 2 times smaller ammo reserve compared to most of the weapons. If you are playing against average players, it won't be a big issue. But if you are playing ranked, or against some good players, you definitely will have some problems. Because you need ammo for pre-firing or suppressive fire, and for killing opponents. And with such ammo reserve, you will run out of ammo real quick. So if you have at least average recoil control, there will be much better options for you, which have bigger ammo reserve. In open world, PP2K isn't good for general use as other SMGs, but it has really low weight, which makes it a great option for some heavy loadouts, with grenades for example. So by using PP2K, you can save pretty big amount of weight, so you won't move like a turtle with such loadouts. Additionally, caliber of PP2K takes third place among lightest calibers in today's video. Next we have P90, one of the highest RPMs in game, mag capacity is 50 bullets, the best velocity and range among weapons for today, top 2 lowest vertical recoil, and top 3 the worst horizontal recoil. It doesn't have 1-tap potential against 100 HP enemies, which also includes your opponents in PvP game mode, and it kills 100 HP with 6 bullets only up to 140 feet. In PvP, that's definitely the worst SMG. First of all, it has horrible horizontal recoil, secondly it has the same situation with ammo reserve as PP2K. But because of lower damage and really fast RPM, it feels even worse. But in open world, it's the best weapon for general use in today's video, because of the best range with velocity. Even though it doesn't have 1-tap potential against 100 HP, other weapons in this video can do that, but not on really long distance. So in case of longer distances, you'll need the same 2 bullets in head. P90 is a great option if you want pretty good performance on close and medium distances in the same time. It feels between submachine gun and assault rifle. So if you want SMG, which also feels pretty good on medium distances in open world, P90 is your choice. Also, P90 has the lightest ammo among weapons in this video. And since we stopped on P90, let's look at MP7, which seems pretty close to P90. We have 2 versions of MP7, A1 and A2. Stats-wise, they're the same, they just have slightly different customization in handguard section. MP7 has the lowest vertical recoil in game and pretty bad horizontal recoil in the same time. Mag capacity is 30 and 40 bullets. One of the fastest RPMs, the best velocity with range after P90 among weapons for today, and it has almost the same situation with damage as P90. It doesn't have 1-tap potential in head as well, but in case of arms damage, you'll need 8 bullets in arms to kill someone with 100 HP. However, in PvP it still will be better than P90, not only because of bigger ammo reserve, but also because of better horizontal recoil. Even though it has worse arms damage, time to kill in arms is still fast enough. Overall, MP7 is pretty good option for PvP. In case of open world, it's just worse version of P90. Not only because of worse damage, velocity and range, but also it has heavier ammo. It takes second place among lightest calibers in today's video. If you want to buy only one SMG, which will be pretty good in both game modes, MP7 is great choice. Next weapon is MP9. Fastest fire rate in game, top 5 lowest vertical recoil, horizontal recoil is the same as MP7, but it might feel worse because of faster rate of fire. And overall, it seems more aggressive in this way. Mag capacity is 30 bullets, in terms of damage it has the worst damage among weapons with this caliber, so it has not the best distances. In PvP it feels on the same level with MP7. It has better damage than MP7, but because of its really high RPM, horizontal recoil feels worse. And because of the same RPM, it's really bad for pre-firing, since it drains your mag really fast. Really high RPM is not always a good thing. In open world it's pretty bad because of its range with velocity and damage on distance. There is almost no point of high RPM in open world. So in few words, in open world it's just worse version of PP2K. In PvP it's pretty good and interesting weapon to use because of its RPM. Next we have SR2M. One of the fastest RPMs in game, top 3 lowest vertical recoil, but it's way too random. So I wouldn't say that it's really good in this way. And top 5 lowest horizontal recoil. In terms of damage, it's between PP2K and MP9. Mag capacity is 20 and 30 bullets. In PvP it seems a bit worse than MP7 with MP9. Even though it has low horizontal recoil, its random vertical recoil is actually horrible. So in terms of recoil, it feels worse than these weapons. The problem is that you are used to such fact that you can't control horizontal recoil, since it's random. But in case of vertical recoil, which you can control, at least in other cases, it kinda breaks your mind. It just feels much worse when you're controlling recoil and suddenly recoil becomes higher or lower. At least in my experience, I died more often because of SR2M random vertical recoil than because of random horizontal recoil on some MP9. In case of open world, as I mentioned before, in terms of damage, it's between PP2K and MP9. Also it has heavier caliber compared to PP2K. So PP2K will be better, not only because of range with velocity and ammo weight, but also because of recoil. SR3M. One of the highest RPMs, mag capacity is 10, 20 and 30 bullets, the worst velocity in this video and bad range alongside with UMP45. It has pretty low and stable vertical recoil and pretty low horizontal recoil. It has pretty good damage on distance in PvP, except arms damage. In PvP it's really great option. The main problem you will face is bullet velocity, but there are not many places with long distances in this game mode, so most of the time you will be fine. In other things, it feels really good. Fast RPM, good damage, and pretty low recoil. But also it has another bad side. It has slightly smaller ammo reserve compared to most of other weapons. In open world, it's one of the worst options to play with. Because of its range and velocity, it feels terrible on medium distance. Additionally, among calibers in this video, it's the heaviest ammo after UMP45. Next we have ASVAL and VSS. They have the same situation as with MP7s, they are the same but with small difference in customization. They have different stocks. ASVAL with VSS are pretty much the same as SR3M, but because of longer barrel they have better velocity and damage on distance. So they don't have any problems with damage on distances in PvP, which makes these two weapons one of the best options for PvP game mode. In open world they will be a little bit better than SR3M for same reasons, but still it's really bad options for this game mode. And the last weapon for today is MP5. It finally got suppressor, for which I was waiting for a long time. It has pretty fast rate of fire, top 5 lowest vertical recoil, top 3 lowest horizontal recoil, mag capacity is 30 bullets, the best damage on distance after UMP45, which allows it to one-tap 110 and 150 HP enemies on pretty good distances. The best velocity after MP7 and P90, it's definitely one of the best options for PvP game mode. In open world, because of its good damage on distance, pretty good velocity, it's not far away from P90. Additionally, because of its pretty light ammo, one-tap potential against 110 and 115 HP enemies, it's one of the best weapons for bunker. Maybe even the best actually. So what weapons we have in the end? The most universal is MP7. For open world, it's P90. For stealth, MP5 and UMP45. For PvP, it will be VSS with ASVAL and MP5. That's all for today. Not gonna lie, I feel like my head is gonna blow up right now because I'm finishing this text only at 7 AM when I haven't even slept all night. So if you found this video useful, leave a like and some comment, it helps out with video promotion, join my Discord server with builds, tier list and useful information. If you really like my content, you can support me at Boosty, and see you next time.